Like, I reckon that won't be too difficult for me to penetrate. Plus, you know, wife's strong, so won't be too bad either. It'll be pretty easy, honestly. Another day in the life of fighting the hill donkeys. You just started beating Eidolons? That's exciting. Fighting trees, punching trees. I've done some tree punching myself. Got like 500 captures or so back in 2019. So don't think your level cap material? That's not for you to determine. Let me do my job. That's part of being a teacher is I gotta know where my students are at. And I make it super cheesy and easy for my students to learn. Because I want people to learn like the team play. Like when Dinos gives me uppies, right? It distracts the hill donkey's spaceship. Or like when Vivi throws me. Like throws my trophy ass at the space donkey's like mothership. It's kind of learning the teamwork. See, if I wasn't so just rock hard, then that spaceship would probably break me. So I gotta do my part. Be thick-skulled. Uppies, yes. I'm able to kill 150. I mean, the Fierce Incarnate. Okay. The reason why I recommend Loki with the Fierce Incarnate is not because it's like. It's because it is very easy to achieve being able to do the content. Like it will, if everything's done right, it will feel no different than base Steel Path. Loki's one of the best, like, for as far as just dynamically providing utility of life. I make a lot of jokes and stuff about it, but yeah. What is this Fierce Incarnate? So it's this thing that kind of comes along later on in the game when you get the Incarnate adapters. Never played around him. Still need to get him. It's just multiple layers of immortality into one frame. Can I pause it? Oh, I'm not in solo mode. That sucks. So the reason for this is because one, defense. Stealth is just the best way to survive. When things are hitting for like 1 million to 1.5 million, what's the easiest way to survive? Just don't get hit. Separately, he has the safeguard swap, which is basically rolling guard on absolute steroids, and it's refreshable. Like it is a longer immortality window than Revenant, and it's easy. Like Revenants can get nullified off, Loki's can't. Like because Revenants only gives immortality for like a couple seconds, Loki's is very long. So you're not gonna get shot, and if you get by AoE or something, you just swap, or you're gonna run into a group enemies. You're more so defenses covered. On top of that, there's invisibility. You get a stealth multiplier on your melee. That's nice. That's a little damage buff. Understanding the core mechanics of the game is very important to understanding how Loki plays, because he runs off the core mechanics of the game. This is why he's had only one buff that is specific to him and the entire history of the game, and it was this year, or sorry, last year. Last year was the first update he's ever got. It's specific to him and wasn't to a wide sweeping part of the game. What about Nyx? Nyx has gotten more reworks in the last 2 years than Loki's ever got. What's up, Imagine Beings? Oh, goodness. So it goes off the core mechanics of the game. I know you just have it a tee ha. So you can run any frame to level cap. The reason why I have people learn on like Loki is because it's the easiest. You know, if you are going to tell a brand new player or somebody that's newer to the game to kill base Steel Path, right? And if you wanted to teach them how to kill it with the Stug versus, like, in people's minds, the Torrid Incarnate, one of those is a little bit easier to get that job done, and that's why that weapon is popular. And that's fine. Like, there are many ways and interesting things you can do. Everybody can play the game they want to play. It's a sandbox at the end of the day. So the things that I'm recommending are for me to teach, because I know at the end of the day, when I set them up, you know, when I set people up with these builds and they go run these content, if somebody's playing Revenant and they're dying, what's the answer? Press 2. You know, if you're dying as Loki, press 2. not invisible anymore, but you have the Fierce Incarnate. If you manage to make the Fierce Incarnate not do damage, that's more of an accomplishment than getting it to do damage. It makes it so easy that it's hard for people to not be able to do the content, like the learn the team play kind of thing. I eliminate the attack, like the defenses and damage out of the equation for learning. So the game basically feels like base steel path through the entire mission. So then people can focus on more of the team play. And that's why people that learn from me are quite effective. It's because they know the team play. They're not worried about, oh, this does damage or this survives well. It's like, well, no, that's easy. That's like the fun part of exploring and trying different things. But out the gate, that shouldn't be the first thing that somebody should be learning. They should be learning the team play first. And then they should be learning how to do the builds. And having fun with it, you know? So, using Grendel, I Gastro Grendel, I took the first day that Augment came out. I ran with Hamster that did Caliban with it. And then I did Gastro Grendel the first day that Augment came out. Very aware, very fun. Samaris, hello. But this is why, as I boil things down. And does somebody like Foog really need to bring what I bring? Not necessarily. Maybe just to feel comfortable and stuff like that. Foog knows what he's doing as far as damage. It's just for people that are learning, you know, that are in like the mid game and stuff that want to learn. It boils it down to a nice, easy level. Let me get my other Loki. This one's so I don't steal people's frame rate. Let me get my other Loki. Does efficiency do anything with nourish? Not directly, no. I mean, it makes the energy cost less. Oh, you mean like with the gourmet? Unsure. To be honest, I just run negative because he gains health regeneration with his ball, so it's kind of a non-issue. So again, visibility, mortality, swap teleport gives you immortality in case you just really want to turn everything off and you don't know what status is. Most of the time I swap out brief respite. I don't even need it. Rapid resilience makes the statuses don't want to like go past my shield gating. Silence turns off Exodus abilities, turns off Thrax from going invulnerable, it turns off Alkalite abilities, and it stops the Kuva Spear people from chucking those red spears that knock you into your operator. Very nice, just quality of life. And the thing is Loki has very low energy costs, so you don't need like a lot of energy economy, and you also don't need power strength. You can have range or power strength. You kind of want one or the other, and that's because of Decoy and how it pulls from that. Decoy gets its health from the amount of enemies it steals from. It's a percentage and a range. So if you have a big range, you'll pull from more enemies, making it tankier. If you have a higher power strength, it will pull a higher percentage. So either or. So you either need range or strength. But most of the time for your subsume, you're going to be building for range or strength. You don't need both. And that's nice. So with silence, I can run overextended and run negative strength, and it works just fine because this also doesn't there. Again, immortality, invisibility, stealth multiplier, just don't get hit. And then Decoy. Decoy is the highest aggro entity that we have in the game. Like, it just draws the room towards that direction. It does not have a range because it goes off of the base mechanics of the game. This is kind of why it's effective, is because it's the entire room. It's going to draw enemies towards that. And it's great. We love that, you know? So that's a big part of why Decoy is really nice for specifically level. This is more of like a level cap cascade build to make things very easily. And it works through Overguard because realistically, what is aggro tables? Aggro is manipulating the aggro table is a form of crowd control, which bypasses Overguard, which normally doesn't get crowd control. So you can kind of see the power that comes from bypassing Overguard. Invisibility is not getting shot. It's, again, manipulating the aggro table. That's all invisibility is. The game is just code. You know, it makes your aggro level 0, unless you're shooting with a weapon that is not silenced. That's a whole other thing. We can do that a different day. But yeah. And the reason we like Decoy Not other than just being a grouping abilities, because there's a lot of objectives in Cascades, and being able to just be like, I would like there to be enemies. If this was an exilizer, I could be like, put that there, okay, and then I can go close a different exilizer and things like that, and maybe even another one, or mess around a bit, kill some tracks, stuff like that. By the time that I come back, there's going to be a massive enemies over here. Why do we care about them being a massive enemies over there, other than making our brains feel good when we blow up a group of enemies, which is totally valid and fun? Because when you kill things within the range of the exilizers, it closes them faster, which is nice quality of life. And this is the reason why it's a step above, like, Revenant, we'll say. That's, like, the main thing. Because beyond that, you know? Aside from that, honestly, they're on the same level, like Revenant and Loki, as far as that goes. Loki's just easier, because I can see when I'm invisible or not. Oh, you know? I don't have the X42 on this. But question about silence. What's your question about silence? I have a simple Grindelgraster build. The big Rundy that I run for this, I run damage corrosive shards, and then I run Archon Continuity. I run Archon Continuity because this force procs gas and toxin. So we get toxin. That toxin puts on corrosive procs. Do we care about the corrosive procs? Absolutely not. We do not care about the corrosive procs for lowering the armor. This already strips armor. It's irrelevant. What happens is it puts corrosive on there. Now we can use green shards, and that will multiply the damage. The damage off the force scales directly with the enemy level. So now you're doing however much, 5 times 15, not going to do them, like 75% more damage than they intended to kill the enemy. This is important for Overguard, for Cascades, because Overguard kind of makes the Gaster thing a little rough, to be honest. And that's why I have Magnetic on my Shade, to go out and mag proc them. So, it works fine. You know.
The Meet New Eugene has subscribed.
Thank you, Hagen, for the 10 mods. Use a homie. Hope things have been well. Improving and stuff. Happy New Year as well. I appreciate you. You beautiful human, you. So after the initial animation, the enemies are silenced. When you enter your radius, does the ability apply then or after the animation is finished? Wait. Oh. You're talking about for... Is that meant for Thrax or for overguarded enemies? You're probably talking about, like, or sorry, not overguarded, Eximus. You're talking about Eximus. I can test that pretty quickly. Just get a Frost Eximus. If I could type, that would be great. Again, appreciate you. Again, how have things been? Not what I want. Yeah, we can test this. Which one are you? I don't have names on. Gotta take my nightly shower now. I do have the prime continuity though. Nice. I run a lot of one catapult because you don't have to worry about, while you're in ball form, you have prime continuity, or prime sure-footed. I run the augments mostly for, like, instead of having rapid resilience for level cap, I just run the augment because nourish, when your stomach is full, you have the same duration as nourish. So if your nourish is up, you're just status immune. Plus, you know, again, price sure-footed. It just makes sense. Gourmet is just there for energy economy. Because this build wants all of the energy. All of it. Gastro is obvious. Range and power strength, and then energy. All pretty obvious. This you can swap out with something else. What? I have no idea. Whatever you feel like, to be honest. For level caps, I just bring Rear for Spike to be nice to my homies. You can subsume over the ball, but I don't know, it just feels... it's more effective with the ball. Less big number, but more effective for actual gameplay. And if you're ranked soon, I can probably think up something, to be honest with you. You can... I don't know, for Cascades... No, but for Base Steel Path, you absolutely can just run Zenuric. That'll solve your issue for now. Steadfast, again, Zenuric will get you a lot of the ways. You can also take off Blind Rage. It scales with enemy level, so it doesn't super matter. Try arson. I'm gonna go for a frost one so I can just see the bubble. Just finishing up talking about the big Grundy real quick. That'll be good. So that's kind of what it is. And then, yeah, you don't actually need like blind rage and stuff. Again, this is for a level cap cascade build. Do not recommend trying this build out the rip. Well, let me put it this way: if you're gonna learn from me, I'm gonna railroad you just for the first like 1 or 2 runs, just so I know we're good. Because if I'm doing it on stream, I can only manage so much, and I've had it happen in the past. This is failures as me as a teacher that I have learned from. I need to make sure people are good when they're doing it for like the first or second time, because they can get easily discouraged, and when they're discouraged, they don't want to do it anymore. And that discouragement can come from many different places, because failing doesn't feel good. Especially when, like, if I'm streaming, broadcasting, you know, don't want to hurt people's ego. So I have people just run it because it's not too hard to achieve, going to like, what is it, Neptune or Pluto, and getting a Loki and Fierce Incarnate. Like, if you're looking at doing level cap cascades, you should probably have some incarnate weapons. You should be at that point anyway. So it's kind of its own check-in still. As well as an amp, 547 amp with the onslaught and eradicate. Now, and when people get discouraged, they might have been able to succeed. They're just bringing something more difficult to learn with, and that's why. Yeah. Anyway, all that stuff is in the Discord too. I don't want to go to work. I don't want you to go to work either. Huggin, Pookie Bear. But again, this is just lessons that I've learned over doing this for such a long time, and just teaching people. I've taught a multitude of people at this point. I need to turn the names back on the enemies. Show enemy names. JFK, the Sentinel. Looking like demented Yoda. Jack, I am so here for that. Like, more jokes like that. Thank you. That was Shade. This is the Genticle monster. I wish I could rename Sentinels. And then we got, no, not Dog Days. And then we got Shade. All right. Go get clean for us. I got you. But yeah, feel free to ask all the questions. I don't see any reason in my head why you wouldn't be ready, but it might require just like a couple things. Once you get those couple things, we'd be cruisy. That's only if you're interested. Well, I don't want to pressure you into it. Just, you know what I mean? You might be farther along than what you think, and putting it into quantifiable equipment will help you to like know where you're at, because you might be further than where you are. Think you are. I choked on my tea. It's totally worth it. Choking on the tea instead of. Never mind. I don't know if we're on that level yet. Arson. Puppies. What's up, action? I need to pull up my. Really bad about having my mod chat open when I stream. What did I eat today? Pass. Next question. What if I didn't? Interesting. So it won't siphon off the decoy. Will it siphon off of me? Interesting. So it prevents further ability use. but it doesn't prevent the abilities already existing. So it prevents the casting of abilities, but it doesn't turn off ability? Well, no, that's not true, because when violence comes up, violence has silence as well. When I get into range of violence, it turns off violence's silence, because my range is higher than violence's silence, the alkalite. And so I use my bigger silence PP to outrange them. Sage, I know you hang around Valk so much, and just based upon that wording. Me deep, hard for support. I can like hear almost the tinge of Valk's voice within those words. Is that an arson? I can feel it. What if I used a pocket ad for Bezos to distract? Our Arctic. Yeah. You. This is not the weapon to do this with, but Arctic. If I shoot him. Pew pew. Pew 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 pew. There's some interactions as well with radiation that are really nice. Comes off the companion, but we'll get into that later. Boo. I have too much duration on my Loki. Do the thing. Do it. Hey, there we go. Well, that turned it off. So it might depend upon the ability food. I don't know if you're still hanging around food, but that turned off the Arctic and Exmist bubble. I wonder if I can get it like mid Sillalele. Needs to slack. I have heard too much EP missile brain rot. Alright. Do your thing. You know what? You actually up there. What are you gonna do now? You can time out. Yeah. What about that? Yeah, now you can time out there. You know, but you look lonely up there. I'm not unethical. Here, you can have a friend. You can have a friend. Go long food without sleep. Wait, you can go long without food and you can't without sleep. Oh, the water one I definitely know. The sleep one, yeah, that makes sense because you can go a week without it. This is taking too long. Heal a date. Do the thing. Do the thing. Do it. Go on. You won't. My companion's definitely like fudging this up really hard for me. Please. Welcome back from the ad, by the way. Action. What if I don't want to eat? Do the thing. Alright, companion's coming off. It's messing with my test results. What's everybody's kill count on hill donkeys? I need to know. Very important. One head pat for every 5 hill donkeys eradicated. This is the one I want. That's just not nice. Ah. That's on my screen as well. My butt is only minorly puckered. Clenched. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I just jumped off the cliff to get rid of my invisibility so I can test the thing. Just to immediately turn the invisibility back on because it's so ingrained in my head that if I see Loki, I must go back to being invisible. Or swap teleport. Come on. Do something. If you want to know how to do this 60 eye boss really easily, it looks about like this. Just a lot of this. Okay, so it won't stop the Thranks if they're mid-ability. Fool, what was your original question? Help me out. I forgot. Uh... Buh. Buh. Rate my Saren fashion. I need to know. What do we think about my Saren fashion? I feel like it's pretty good. Oh, the kitty pictures. No, it's perfect. Perfect. Thank you. I appreciate the unwavering support. All the animal pics. Yeah. Okay. Like, if there's enemies that are still in your ability radius after the initial silence, does it keep them silenced when they're inside, or do you need to run a... Oh! Oh, yeah, yeah. I didn't need to do any tests to answer that. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, no, Fook. So long as silence is applied to them, they cannot cast abilities. Like, if they are in range of the ability at all while the ability is active, they cannot cast abilities. It's okay. I still love your thighs, Fook. Why is this got a schlong? Why doesn't yours? See? Just go. This schlong can go both ways. What's up, Ben? It's so much worse than what you think. Because it has like a little crystallized little water droplet that's it's right there. Up there. Oh. It's hard to get it on screen because it's got some velocity to it. It's captured. Have I mentioned that I kind of shitpost? Because, chat, if you're new here, I kind of shitpost. Kind of a lot. But I'm a veteran. I've swam in 3 oceans and driven vehicles in 4 different continents. I've been shitposting for a long time at a lot of places. I've never stopped shitposting. I've shitposted Asia, Africa, Europe, and North America. I've been shitposting for everywhere. Eidolon. No. Mm-mm. No, you didn't see that. Nope. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nope. You didn't see that. You didn't spot that. Mm-mm. Is that favorited? Nope. That's... this needs to get smited. Mm-mm. That's a Rito. And, hold on. What's Venus? Vertical schlong. Yep. This is Tonks D's. No. It has to be these peanuts. Say, I don't know how to spell savory. Savo. These peanuts Savo. Good enough. We ran out of characters. I don't know what you mean. There's nothing here. Yep, you didn't see any of that. We got fish and plague. Plague fish. Plague fish. That's what we got. 600% coom. Plague Star Luna. I ran out of characters. We got Savo. That's all we got. I have. I'm just gonna say it. Like I have my favorite Stug. You want to see some damage, chat? You want to see some damage? I'm gonna coom on him. Gotta get in a reasonable distance away. I got a small Stug. Can't be from too far away. You ready? It takes me a while. Please don't bully for how long it takes me. Keep going, but it's pretty powerful when it does. Emotional damage, yes. Wait, that's the wrong build. Wait a minute. This is the red crit build.